welcome friends and family for the first time of our consort playing in public. Oh, we are delighted to share our hobby with you. First, we wish to thank the Chapel of the Venerable Bede for their donation to us by letting us use their space. It's a wonderful space to perform in. We, in turn, offer those donations, putting in the offering basket in the back table on the ministry for their ongoing ministry. So it's not going, monies are not coming to us, they're going to the chapel, yeah. And there's your dad someplace. Parking, make sure you have paid by cell phone or we understand tickets may be issued. Bathrooms are located in the courtyard this way through that door, or you can go around through the back door. We invite you to a reception following music out in the courtyard here. So if you'd like, please join us. If you'd like to have more information about the next time we are doing this, then there's a place for you to sign up for your emails for us to have your address. We promise not to sell it. There's a small request here, and that is that you please hold your applause until the end of each small section, because we'll be here forever otherwise. So I'd like you to meet my friends and my fellow players. I'm going to start with Frankie. If you'd stand up, please, and say hello. You will be hearing him play viola da gamba for the first time in public because he's brand new to it. About a year long he's been playing. So we're thrilled to have him part of the group. Then comes Eder, who also shepherds this group through thick and thin. Kip. I'm Jean Chaffee, and my friend here, Mike, is going to tell you a little bit about what it is that you are going to hear and see and the music that supports that. Mike?
Oh. So we're going to start off with Renaissance viols. This is about 1500. So when St. Augustine was being founded by the conquistadors, when the conquistadors left Spain, they were playing viols that were very similar to this. They are basically a cigar box. That's all they are. There's not a lot of bracing, and there's not a sound. There's not a sound post. There's not a bass bar. There's two things to hold this thing together, and that's about it. The way they can get away with that is that the neck is very, very, very flat, and so it doesn't have a lot of tension, and we're using all gut strings. So we use all gut strings to begin with. So this one is a little bit, you can see maybe a little bit of difference in a little bit in the neck angle, but this one has a bass bar and a sound post and everything like that. And it carries more. This carries more of the harmonics, where this carries more of the fundamental tone that is produced. So this one is larger and a little more for concertizing than this one. This one is mainly for music among friends. I mean, little chamber music, little things like that. Or if they did play for religious occasions, they would play this, although they really did play more of these back then, because they had verse anthems and places where the viols actually were written in to be played with voices. So a lot of music will say apt for voices and viols. And I just wanted to say something about Miami in early music, because there actually was a lot of early music activity in the 60s and 70s. And if you're familiar with Coconut Grove, and you know Flanagan's on the corner of 27th and Bird, there was a shop called the Recorder Workshop. And in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, that was, in the southeastern United States, that was the place to go for early music. And Arnie Grayson was the proprietor, and they have workshops once a year. He was an editor. This is one of the editions, and this edition is from 1984. And he would take different tunes, and then he would show 15 or 20 of where those tunes were in the Renaissance. And he also did, we call this baby early tablature, because he would write the music in regular form, and then you could go and then you could read. If you want to come up, you can say this is early notation. So people have been doing early notation in Miami since the 70s. There is one group that was still around where they come and they play this music, you know, just like it was written, you know, 500 years ago. So it just goes to show you, here in good old Coconut Grove, we had, who knew? You know, we were like up there. So unfortunately, when Arnie passed away, that left a big vacuum as far as early music goes, because there's really not a lot of early, we don't see it in the universities or colleges at all. There's like nothing. It seems like if you could get it to be jazz-like, then maybe we could do it, you know, at UM. But since it's not jazz, we can't seem to do it. So we're trying to buck the trend and develop more viols. The Viola da Gamba Society, which we have some brochures of here, is a very good organization where we have consorts where they give grants to teachers, and then they'll give the teacher maybe 5 or 6 viols for them to then teach students. So they can have, and they have about 15 of these teachers in the United States to utilize that. So hopefully we'll have our own baby tropical viols coming down the pike. But so we
show what we can do.
we'll show, yeah. So we're off to play Carmen and Ray.
Carmen in this case means a song. It's not a person. And so there are 2 Carmens right in a row on the program, but they're just songs. turning in my gamba there for a different instrument. Pierre Manchicourt was a Flemish composer. He was born in France and he ended up dying eventually after a long life and a much appreciated life. He was a very valued musician and composer. He wrote lots of madrigals and motets, madrigals being secular, motets being sacred. Here you're going to hear two secular pieces sandwiched on either side of a motet, which is a two-part motet, and it's very unusual, and I'd love to call your attention to it. First, you need to pardon my French, because I'm singing in Old French, so it's not consistent with what you would go to Paris and hear today. At least I hope I'm approaching it. So it's a lot of fun to try and do that, and the two middle pieces are actually one piece. They act as a De Profundis, or out of the depths I cry to thee, O Lord my God. Oh, the song. And then after that, in you, O Lord, is all my hope. So it's a wonderful combination back to back that you will be hearing. So, adieu. This next piece by, once again, Henry Purcell, has a couple of interesting things to note about it. One is its peculiar title, Strike the Viol. Do you use it like a cricket bat? I hope not. Strike the Viol is kind of similar to saying strike up the band. So we will do that in a moment. But I'd like to call your attention to some things that are a couple of interesting points. One is something called word painting. If you're not familiar with this, this is to make the music sound like the text. So if you're supposed to laugh or be cheerful, that music had better sound cheerful. And the other interesting thing about this piece is Eder's part. Eder plays a part that is based on what is called a ground bass in music. So this is a bass that repeats over and over and over again. And it forms literally the bass is of the piece. So I wonder how many of you can count during the time that he's playing this, how many times he actually goes through that ground bass.
Well, you probably noticed the instruments have gotten bigger. These instruments were very popular in France, especially during the time of Louis XIV. Of course, you've heard of Versailles, but Marin Marais was one of the best composers at Versailles. He used to entertain the king and the rest of the nobles. And he was quite a virtuoso. He published 5 books of songs, and along with a lot of chamber music. The first piece, though, we're playing is actually English from Michael East, who is a well-known chorister and organist. So there's a time gap between them, but we felt that East would still work well on these bass viols. So they have a bigger sound. When we get to the Marais, I'm going to be playing continuo. In many of these performances, they would also have a harpsichord, but it's not absolutely necessary. And Eder will be playing the solo part in that piece. Ready?
Thank you so much for coming here. Wonderful audience.
You're a great family.
The one that